If you were a millionaire, would you ever pretend to be broke, just to test someone's heart? What if your twin daughters were watching your every move, hoping for a mother they never had? This is the story of a man who had everything, except love, and the woman who had nothing but her truth. What happened when their worlds collided will not only break your heart, but rebuild it. Stay with this story, because the ending will change how you see love, race, class, and what really makes a family. Marcus Bellamy had it all. A tech mogul, self-made, and barely 39, he lived in a sprawling mansion in Malibu with ocean views and Italian marble floors. But behind every success story lies a silent wound, and Marcus's wound had two names, Maya and Lila, his 8-year-old twin daughters. His wife, Camille, had died during childbirth, and ever since, he had been a single father, working hard, grieving harder. He tried everything to fill the void in his heart and his daughters' lives, but every woman he met was either chasing his wealth or afraid of the emotional package he carried. Maya once told him, "Daddy, we just want someone who laughs at your jokes even when they're not funny." So, one night, in a moment of desperation, Marcus signed up for a blind date. But he didn't want to show up as Marcus Bellamy, billionaire. He showed up as Mark, an unemployed single father driving a rusty old Honda and living in a modest rental apartment. And just to make sure he could see how the date went from every angle, he brought along Maya and Lila. Not to spy, but to meet someone real, someone who didn't care about money, but about people. Her name was Simone. She was a substitute teacher, black, radiant, grounded, and had no clue who Marcus really was. Their first meeting was at a small diner in East LA, her choice, not his. Simone showed up with a copy of Maya Angelou tucked under her arm, and the minute she saw the twins, she lit up like sunshine after rain. Instead of being annoyed that her date brought kids, she said, "You must really love them if you brought them on a blind date." Then she leaned down to the girls and said, "Hi, I'm Simone. I hope I pass your test." She didn't just pass. She soared. She listened more than she spoke. She laughed without checking her reflection in a mirror. And when the bill came, and Marcus fumbled with his wallet and said, "I may need to borrow a few dollars," she didn't flinch. She paid, smiled, and said, "We all go through seasons. This might be yours." For Marcus, that moment shattered everything he thought he knew about people and about love. Weeks passed. Simone and Marcus, still as Mark, grew closer. She would bring books for the girls, cook Sunday meals, and talk about life like it wasn't something to survive, but something to savor. They'd laugh over board games, cry over old memories, and build a bond that didn't care about the color of their skin or the balance in their bank accounts. But truth, like light, eventually finds its way in. Simone began to notice things. The shoes Marcus wore looked far too expensive for a broke man. He spoke fluent Mandarin during a visit to a Chinatown food market. And one day, while looking for a jacket in his car, Maya accidentally opened a secret compartment, revealing a watch worth more than Simone's yearly salary. Still, she said nothing. She waited. One evening, Marcus invited her to dinner, alone. No twins, just him and her. But when Simone arrived, she didn't walk into a diner. She walked into a private rooftop garden overlooking the ocean, with candlelight, a string quartet, and two little girls hiding behind a curtain, giggling. "Simone," Marcus began, taking her hands. "I haven't been honest with you. My real name is Marcus Bellamy. I'm not broke. But when I met you, I was broken. I needed to know if someone could love me for who I am without the world I live in." Simone's eyes welled with tears, but not from anger. From understanding. "I knew," she whispered. "I just didn't care. I was falling for the man who made his girls feel like princesses. Who listened. Who laughed like his heart needed saving." He dropped to one knee, not with a ring, but with a question. "Would you give us a chance? Not just me, but them too?" Behind him, Maya and Lila stepped out, each holding a handmade sign. One said, "Please." The other, "Be our mommy." Simone knelt beside them, arms wide open, tears falling freely. "Only if I get to be your best friend first." That night wasn't the end, it was the beginning. Simone moved in months later, not into his mansion, but into their lives, fully and without pretense. She brought warmth into their coldest corners and never tried to erase their past. She only helped them build a better future. This isn't just a love story between a man and a woman. It's a story about how truth wins when appearances fade. About how kids can sense sincerity long before adults do. About race, wealth, vulnerability, and what happens when we stop hiding and start healing. Because sometimes, the richest love stories start with pretending to be poor. And sometimes, the people we're meant to love are the ones who never ask what we have, but who we are. Stay kind, stay open, and never underestimate the power of love that chooses us, even when we don't feel ready.